Are live. I'm really excited about today's live stream because I'll be honest, I've been kind of nerding out about just basic business philosophies, and I want to share with you. And this was all in preparation for main character messaging, which is the live 3-week program that we're doing in the end of April. I almost said August. End of April. Let me just make sure I'm not muted here. External headphone. Okay. Yeah, we're good. So this is all in preparation for main character. What the heck? Technical difficulties, Mercury's in retrograde. All right. I think we are live now. Yes. So weird. Okay. So I've been really geeking out about just the basics of business because this is all in preparation for main character messaging. And something happened when this main character messaging is all about content and messaging in your copy so that you call in clients that are just coming in from your content alone. You don't have to hop on sales calls. You don't have to spend hours in the DMs talking to people. You don't have to cold pitch or do any like sleazy things and email marketing or, commenting on the other people's posts and try to poach their clients. This is all about organic growth for your business. And the best part about main character messaging is that we really go back to the basics of business, marketing, the whole shebang. And something that I've been really looking into is just like the formula of success. And I've been able to narrow it down to the formula of success is value equals success. If you are giving valuable information, if you're providing a valuable service, if you are creating a product that is valuable, like you are going to help somebody, you will be successful, right? Or like there will be success tied to it as long as you're like selling it and putting it out there, right? What people get hung up with in their content is they put content out there that's very surface level, that's very like just checking a box, right? Like I have to post today, so I'm going to post something. Very surface level. You can Google it. 3 reasons why you need Facebook ads, like that kind of level content. And then they attach meaning to it. And they think like, well, I'm posting every single day. I'm showing up every single day. Why aren't people signing up for my program? It's that level of entitlement. And if we dial it back, yes, your service is valuable. Your offers are valuable. But even when you are marketing it, you need to be conveying the value. You need to be able to communicate the value they're going to get out of it. And you need to be providing value in your content. Have you ever noticed how like the most successful people in your industry are posting several times a day? They're going live like 3 times a week. They're doing masterclasses like 6 times a month. Like you're like, how the heck are they doing so much? It's because the more value they give to their audience, the more conversions they see in their business. The more value you give to your audience, the more conversions you will see in your business. And even when you are selling your offer, you are providing value. So when I break down the very basics of content, it's value. Whether you're an influencer, whether you have a product-based business, whether you have a service-based business, whatever it may be, it's value. So a lot of times people think, well, I just need to post, and people will like, no, right? And the problem with being a service provider sometimes is being that expert is that we get so far in to the topics that we talk about. Like for me, this is content, right? I actually like had to dial it back and go to simple stuff because here I am talking about posting every single day. And there are people in my audience, some of my clients are like, well, wait a minute. What should I be posting every single day? Wait a minute. How do I do this? Like, how do I create a reel? How do I do this? And it kind of like realize, it opens your eyes and you go, oh, right. Not everybody knows the things that I know that I've worked so many years to figure out. So value equals success. How are you conveying value every single time you are creating a little touch point with your audience? Every single time you go live, every single time you create a post, every single time you have a freebie or like a masterclass is a touch point opportunity with your audience. And you have to ask yourself, what is the value my audience is going to get out of this? And when I teach content, there are 3 different types of content that really forms this triangle to move your audience. So the very first type is visibility content, and that's pretty obvious. It's to get more followers. The whole goal of that is to get more followers. So right now, if you're trying to grow your audience and I ask you, post something that's going to, specifically it's going to get you followers, would you know what to post? Exactly. So this type of content is called visibility content. At the bare minimum, or the bare bones of it, is like trending sounds, being like saying something very against the grain, standing in your values. Or the most common that I love to use is the POV. You ... POV, you were super shy in high school, but now you are running a 6-figure business, something like that. Very specific, called in responses. That's visibility. So if you want to sell anything online, if you're trying to sign clients, you have to be visible. That's number one problem. I worked with this one person who every single time she came onto the call, she was like, I want to sign clients. What do I need to do? And I would be like, all right, we got to post content. We got to post this type of content, this type of content, this type of content. We'd map out her content together on the call. And then she wouldn't do it. Or she would like half-ass it. She'd like take some of the content that we mapped out and ignore some of it and like not actually do it. And then the next call would come around and she'd be like, okay, I want to sign clients. What do I need to do? Well, last call, I told you what you needed to do. Have you done it? And she'd be like, well, no, right? Like you know the how, you know what you need to do. So if you aren't posting consistently, if you're not growing your audience, then people literally do not know you exist. Like it sounds really harsh, but they don't know you exist. So one of the best way you can do that is by posting visibility content. And that for me looks like trending sounds. If you're on Instagram, that's reels that are under 12 seconds long, doing looping features. Like we don't have to get fancy. You can literally record yourself drinking a protein shake. The words are above my head here. You post something, boom, it doesn't necessarily need to go viral, but it gets in front of the right people, right? The second piece of content that you need to have on rotation in your content calendar is transformational content. And this is where we get to bring value. Oh, and by the way, visibility content still has value. Like you're either educating someone, you're telling your story, you're calling somebody in, it's entertaining, like there's still value there. But ask yourself, what is the value, right? So then the second piece of content is transformational content. And this is at the bare bones educational content. But the reason why I don't call it educational content, because a lot of people think they pull out your phone, they pull out their notes app, and they just write like this long essay. They write all the stuff that they know. They try to cram everything they know into this post. And then they're like, okay, posted. Why aren't people converting? I just gave them all my value. I'm like basically throwing up every single thing I know and showing them like, look, I'm an expert. I know what I'm talking about. The reason why this isn't working is because you're using the educational post format to convince people that you are an expert, to prove your worth, to prove to people that you know what you talk about. A good expert doesn't need to prove themselves. A good expert shows you that they're an expert by creating transformational content, by giving you a transformation that you can literally see the post, implement something, and then see something move for you. So this is why I like to call it transformational post. The simpler, the better. It should be something that someone can easily consume in a 2-minute TikTok video. Someone can easily read on Instagram caption, or someone can slide through the carousel post and be like, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3. This is the things that I need to change. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go implement it. I'm going to come back and wow, I got results. So for example, this live stream is an example of a transformational post because I'm going over the 3 different types of content that really move your audience to buy. So you can literally take notes during this live stream. You can literally go through the entire thing, implement it, and you'll start to see some movement in your content. So why do we want visibility content? We want visibility content to grow our following, to widen the net of people that we're talking to cast out a net so that more people are talking to us. Picture yourself like you're standing on like this soapbox. Literally, you're standing on the street of the soapbox and you're just like shouting and no one's listening. The visibility content is capturing their attention. They're like, "Ooh, I want to hear more." And they stop and they listen to you. Educational content is how we're going to build authority and build trust. So now that you have people gathered in front of you, now you are going to teach them something that is going to help them make moves. So for example, my client, Brenda, she's an Expand Mini Mind. She is working on this course / membership. We're still ironing out the juicy details, but she's working on get this basically a course about for course creators, for people who are creative and they started a TikTok account or an Instagram account and they kind of accidentally got viral and they didn't expect that. And they have hundreds and thousands of viewers, but they're not making money from it. And they don't want to go through the creator fund. They don't want to be an influencer. They want to make money on their own terms, sharing their passions. So she's creating a group program, a course, teaching them how to create their own course so that they can share their passion. So for example, she works with somebody who has this stained glass company where she on her TikTok teaches people how to do stained glass. And the entire idea here is she is helping them take their passion. So their passions is creating stained glass works of art. And she wants to teach her audience how to do that too. So she's creating these like packets that they can buy and they assemble it together on their own terms. And then they have something, right? So she posted the other day, and I'm using her as an example. I hope she doesn't mind. She posted the other day something about like, how do you know if your course is awesome? How do you know if your idea for a course is actually valuable? By market research, by doing market research. And she kind of explains what market research is. And I was like, this is good. This is a good start, but how can we take it a level deeper? And that level deeper would be like, okay, someone's watching and they're like, what the heck is market research? Okay, what if I don't even have an audience? Like they have all these questions, right? And they leave the video, they leave that piece of content feeling a little confused. Instead, and this is a tweak she's going to make in her content. Instead, she can say, how do you know if your idea for a course or a program is a good idea? Through market research, here are 3 questions I want you to consider to get an idea if your course is good or not. And that question number 1, question number 2. So now someone's like, I don't know what market research is, but she's like, oh, that's okay. I'm telling you how to do it. I'm literally telling you on this video how to do it. And you might think like, well, I'm giving away all my value. Why would somebody hire me? You got it all wrong. The root of success is value. The more value you give, the more you will get back in return. So by showing someone it's like 2 minutes long, right? Like a 2-minute long video about a very basic model of market research, someone can go take that, put it into action, see results, and they actually have this data that they know that their idea for this program or product or whatever it may be is a good idea. Now they're feeling more confident about themselves. They know that she is the expert on this. They're going to keep going back to her videos because they're like, okay, what's next? And you can, if you truly know your stuff, if you are actually an expert, if you are in this because you have gone through it, you've gotten results for yourself, and now you're like, how can I help other people? You can talk about it for hours. I could probably give you an hour-long class on market research. I can definitely give you, I have an entire 3-week program that's live and I'm doing 6 different calls on content and messaging alone. So whatever you get from this 30-minute live stream, whatever my content, is just like a little tiny piece of the puzzle. It's a little tiny taste of the cake. So that's transformational content. We got visibility content, transformational content, and these stack on top of each other. So you gather people in with your visibility content. Now you're proving your authority and you're building trust by giving them a transformation that they can go out and have. The third type of content is called empowerment content. And I used to call this belief shifting content, but I've changed it to empowerment content because at the end of the day, you're empowering that person to take action. So why is this important? People empower people by point blank. Have you ever gone to a store or like you've been shopping somewhere and the employees are just like hounding you. They're like being so annoying. They're following you everywhere. They're like trying to push product on you and they're like, "Oh, that looks so good on you." But you feel really self-conscious and you're like, "I don't think it looks good on me." But they're like pressuring, "Oh no, it looks so good on you. Like imagine going to a party," and you're like, maybe. But then maybe you buy that and then you go home and you look in the mirror again and you're like, "No, I feel like crap in this." And you go and return it. Right? So pushing that pushy behavior kind of like not necessarily empower. So I guess I messed up my own example because at the end of the day, they were empowering you by saying that it was looking good on you, but it was a lie, right? Because you didn't actually feel good about yourself. So instead of superficial empowerment, instead of being like, how positive all the time, you can do anything, you really want to be able to show them that they can do anything. And this is where main character messaging comes in, because if you understand your ideal client, your dream client, your audience, like they are the main character of a movie that you've watched 600 times, you will know the exact copy, the exact language that's going to resonate with them. And you know fears they have, doubts they have, imposter syndrome that they're facing. Like I literally do this exercise with my clients, and I do it myself as well, basically like a couple times a week, of what does your client do? What does your ideal client do first thing in the morning? For me, first thing in the morning, they open up their phone and they instantly check their notifications to see if any progress has been made with their content. Then they instantly feel bad because they didn't get out of the 200 view club. They didn't get as much engagement as they were expecting. They didn't get anyone converting into being a client. Their DMs are quiet and they're like, I feel bad about myself. And they literally start their day that way. And then they go and maybe they're eating breakfast and they're scrolling and they're looking for inspo of like, how do I fix this? Okay, there's something to fix. And they look at other people in their industry and they're like, well, this person's doing this person's doing that. Maybe I should try that. And they dilute their message because they're trying to fit in. They're trying to be somebody that they're not. They're losing their own identity. And then guess what? They still don't see results because they're not being true to themselves. So that's like my main character messaging is like, that's what my people are doing every single day. This is what I used to do before I figured out like how to actually make progress in my business. And we can use that to empower them. Okay, so we know that they look for external validation to prove that what they're doing is working. Okay, how can we create a piece of content around that? You don't need numbers or follow. You don't need 1 million followers to be successful. You don't need this to be successful. This is what you need instead. Boom, empowerment post. We're telling them, we're showing them that what they believe is not the reality. What they think is not the reality. This same goes for like tactical things. People believe that the algorithm is against them. You show them how it's not the algorithm. It's their content. Oh, you post 3 times a day, but you're not seeing any results from that. Well, it's not because the algorithm hates you. It's because your content's not activating your audience. And now their gears start to turn in their head and they're like, okay, well, I know my content needs work. I know my mindset needs work because I have been attaching my worth to my external outcomes, and I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel confident about what I can do. I know I can get people amazing results. I know my clients love working with me, but how do I get more clients in front of me when my content is just going nowhere? It feels like I'm posting and posting and nothing is to show for it. All of your belief shifting content is to change that narrative that they have in their head so that they feel like they can do it. And you're not just gassing them up because for the sake of gassing them up, you are showing them like, hey, I was here, my clients were here, and here's what we did differently. Here's how you can also be here. Here are the next steps that you need to take. Right now, you are at point A. By following these paths, taking these steps, working on your content, feeling more confident, working on your messaging, whatever, you can get these results. So what is the purpose of this? This is to help them change the narrative that they currently have. Maybe they think the problem is that the algorithm hates them, but you know that the content they're posting isn't activating their audience. Or if you're like a fitness coach, maybe you're like, Maybe they think they've tried every single diet under the sun and dieting just doesn't work for them. Nothing is going to help them lose weight. That's just how their body is built. And you're like, no, 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 no. I used to believe this too. I used to try every diet under the sun and nothing worked until I did this. And you're going to help them shift that belief. So recap, visibility gathers people to your platform, calls people in. Transformational post, give them something, give them homework that they can go run and get results with. And then they're like, wow, this person really knows what they're talking about. Hannah really knows what they're talking about. Brenda really knows what she's talking about. And then empowerment posts is making them feel like they can do this with the right guidance. And this is where you get to own your role as the guide, show them what's possible for them. And when they feel like it's possible for them, that's when they're going to convert. That's when they're going to buy. But it starts with the value. If people are not liking, they're not commenting, you're getting stuck in the 200 view club, it's because people are not finding value in your content. And people are so afraid that if they give too much value away in a 2-minute long video, no one's going to want to work with them, when the opposite is true. I promise you, unless you are just like regurgitating something that you learned from someone else and you actually haven't gotten results with this, with your own like expertise or whatever you're doing, as long as you actually know your stuff and you've gotten people results, you've gotten yourself results, you can talk about this for hours. A 2-minute video is not going to spoil your secrets. Trust me. And a good expert is constantly learning, constantly adapting. If we look at social media, it's changing every single week. So sharing a strategy on April 1st, that might look completely different on May 1st, right? So like, stop being so afraid to share stuff. But also don't just like try to cram everything that you know into one post. Make it digestible, make it easy to work with, give them quick wins, give them a transformation that they can get on their own. Because if they can get transformation on their own, following your advice, imagine what's possible for them when they join your program. Whew. It makes them want to join it even more because they know they got results with your like 2-minute video. Holy crap. Imagine if they joined your 3-week-long program, right? So at the end of the day, people buy when it seems like it's valuable to them. Why did I buy a ring light? Because on rainy days like this, I need that extra light. So it is valuable to me. Why did I buy a $2,000 laptop? Because I do my entire business off of the laptop. So I'm going to buy a nice laptop. Why did I buy a nice car? Because I know that cars are constantly needing repairs and they constantly need attention. So I wanted to buy the best car for my lifestyle that I knew was going to do what I wanted it to do. Why did I buy this shirt? Because I needed a shirt. Why do I go to the gym? Because I find value in moving my body and I don't have the space in my house, in my cabin, to have a full-blown gym. So look around you right now. Think about every single thing that you have invested money into and try to find the value in it. Looking at like a carton of milk, I need it for nourishment. I need it for my coffee in the morning. My college education, those student loans that are piling up, right? Or piled up. They helped me learn business. They helped me learn marketing. They helped me on the path that I'm on today. Everything has value. Otherwise, you would not buy it. Otherwise, you wouldn't watch it. Think about what you watch on TV. Why do you watch it? Even if it's mindless for you nowadays, why do you watch it? Because you love it, because it makes you feel good, because it makes you laugh, because it's relatable. Everything has value. So if you are not seeing the likes, the engagement, the comments, it's because people are not seeing the value in your content. And if they're not seeing the value in your content, they're not going to join your program, because if you don't know how to effectively communicate your value, that is the gap that you're having in your business right now. So on April 29th, we are going to be diving deep into messaging and content. It's 3 weeks long. There's a live program. I'm teaching you how to go deeper into your messaging. You're going to learn my main character messaging formula, which is how to treat your audience like they're the main character of this story, of this movie. You're going to learn my scripting technique that helps you get pages and pages of copy that you can use in your content, in your sales pages, on your website. This copy is going to help you call in the right people, drive people to your inbox or to wherever you want them to drive them to, like comment section, and it's going to help you convert clients. You're going to learn, we're going to go deeper into those 3 types of content, and you're actually going to work with me to create content through the program. Like, I'm going to actually help you create a couple of weeks of content for your business so that you start to see results. And not only are you going to have you're going to create this content, but you're also going to have an opportunity to get your content audited so that you actually know if you're doing it right. How many times have you been in a course and you're like, here's what you need to do, and you're like, okay, I think I'm doing it right, but like, how do I know, right? You're actually going to get live feedback twice throughout the entire program so that you continually grow and you get better and better and better. Let's see, you're going to learn messaging. This is the copy that's going to call in the right people and activate them to buy. You're going to learn the 3 types of content, messaging, content. The last bit is you're going to learn how to actually read your audience's story, how to communicate with them, build a community, read your analytics so that every single time you post, you are compounding your results. Every single time you post, it's like investing in stocks. The more you post, the more actions you take, the more results you see. The faster you grow, the faster you see results. So if you're interested in main character messaging, we start on April 29th. It's going to be like, I have poured my entire heart and soul into this program, and it's only $222. It's a live program. You'll have access to it for life. And if you're interested, there's already a handful of people inside of it. Send me a DM and just say like, hey, interested in main character messaging, or whatever you want to say, or you can say content and I will know what you're talking about. But send me a DM, or you can go to the link in my bio and check out to see if this is the right program for you. This is the program. This is for you if you are a service-based business. I probably can help you if you're a product-based business, but my expertise is in service-based business. So I would rather you go to a product-based expert rather than come to me and get like half-assed results, right? Like, I'm really great at helping service-based businesses like coaches, virtual assistants, online service providers, you name it. But for product-based businesses, go to the pros, right? So if you're a service-based business, you've been posting consistently and you're just not seeing results from your content, you feel like you've tried everything under the sun, but nothing is working, this program is going to really light that fire under your butt and help you see the results that you desire. So I love you all. I cannot wait to see you inside. I can't wait to see who joins after this live stream. I will catch you all next Friday, same time, same place. Bye. And if you're on TikTok,